Water, one of nature's most perfect elements. On the surface, water appears harmless. However, in construction, water is often an irritant that must be addressed in the planning stage, and solutions for containment considered throughout the life of a project.
Well, concrete is basically a sponge. So that's one of those things that you know it's going to do is take in water.
Typically one of the biggest issues we deal with, especially up here in the Northwest, is water infiltration, whether it be on the exterior enclosure of a building or in foundations.
When water penetrates a concrete surface for a project, it can create many problems depending on where the concrete's actually in position.
Getting into the concrete, it could rust the rebar, which starts to compromise your structure.
Keeping the water out is first and foremost. That's probably our #1 concern for any building or wall system.
And water will seep through it unless you have some sort of finish on the concrete itself or bonded in with the concrete.
We come across a lot of issues with water penetration causing erosion, mold and mildew buildup, and that of course can lead to not only human but animal health issues.
If I start getting water damage, water leaking in, it affects my personnel, it affects the speed of my project.
Leaks are never a good thing.
There's a multitude of different things that could go wrong as far as water damage is concerned.
Concrete's strength and versatility has led to the creation of incredible building solutions in design and function. However, concrete by nature is extremely porous and is often compared to having the properties of a large sponge. Water and moisture on one side, sooner or later, is drawn through capillary forces to the other side. And concrete surfaces that are subject to water under pressure experience even greater destruction, such as the creation of cracks, saturating the capillaries and concrete joints. Soon the interior wall is penetrated and compromised, often corroding the concrete's inner structure. Construction contractors have had but two solutions to stop water's destructive properties. One was to create a structural waterproof membrane in and around the structure. The second solution was to apply a waterproof coating to the surface of the concrete to keep moisture out.
As a building owner, we're always worried about concrete being a porous material and water obviously penetrating that concrete, and concrete cracks and tends to leak, and it's trying to find the solution is always the tough deal. And
if water penetrates through a concrete surface, it can cause leaks within an apartment building potentially, or a lot of times you'll have a deck surface over a parking area or a garage area. And so the potential where water leaks through to a parking space and damages a car is a big problem. It's loss of revenue, and potentially, obviously, you cannot use that parking space for residents or for guests.
Both containment solutions have their own inherent drawbacks. External membranes and coatings are often difficult to install and are extremely susceptible to damage. Over time, they degrade through general wear and tear and from exposure to the elements, not to mention being time and labor intensive. Should a leak occur, finding the location and source of the breach within the concrete is often difficult, and access to the area may be impossible.
We're 22 feet underground, and we're sitting basically encapsulated in water. So we needed to have waterproof and watertight concrete for our sub-basements where we park our cars, also where we have our ballrooms and everything.
the biggest thing that we're worried about on this project in particular is the waterproofing around the garage, since it's underground, one level. And so our biggest thing that we want to do is obviously protect that garage from any leaks, and it's just basically trying to make that garage floor watertight.
In 1958, an amazing construction breakthrough occurred. The creation of a permanent, reliable, waterproof system for concrete was developed by the Cementaid International Group of Australia. That product is Everdure Caltite.
Today's project's being highly time sensitive. Using Caltite as a waterproofing system takes one of the steps out of the process.
In this particular project, we saved at least 5 weeks in using the Caltite product as opposed to a sheet membrane. 5 weeks is time. Time can be converted into money. 5-week earlier delivery of these condominium units to the market, probably about $18,000 savings in cost of material as opposed to the competitors that were specified for the project.
We were able to place Caltite directly against my forms and eliminated a waterproofing contractor, which saved me an easy 2 to 3 weeks of time on this project.
The time we were putting this in was one of the worst winters for rain, and it allowed us to stay on our schedule and not be impacted by the weather.
We were able to actually pick up 2 to 3 weeks in the schedule because we didn't have to put down a sheet waterproofing membrane, nor did we have to have a rat slab to be poured with the membrane surface.
But the Caltite seemed great. We basically were eliminate all that material on the exterior, basically save the project just a lot of time at the beginning of the initial startup.
It reduces the amount of forming that's needed and accelerates the construction schedule considerably.
Since that time, Everdure Caltite has grown in worldwide popularity.
Actually, we finished up this exhibit in May of 2004, so we've had a year and a half to see how it's worked out, and so far we've had no issues.
Based on my previous experience with Caltite and my ongoing experience in specifying them, I've been satisfied with the level of service, but more importantly, with the performance of the product.
When we used Caltite, we came up with the perfect solution for any water seepage problems.
One of our first tests on this site was to erect the 15,000-gallon fire sprinkler system water tank. It's a reservoir. We thought that we would experiment and pour that entire tank in Caltite, fill the tank up once the concrete met its cure. Over the next 16 months, we would monitor the tank to see if the water level would drop. And lo and behold, it didn't drop. We didn't lose any water. And it proved to us by the time we topped this building out that the Caltite really does what it says it does.
Well, we've used Caltite for a number of years on various projects. It's been very beneficial in a value-added sale.
We found that we did save time, we did save money, and that it's an opportunity for people to actually use an alternative type of material that I think people realize over a long-term basis. The life cycle cost benefits of utilization of concrete versus sheet membrane is something they should look into.
If they're considering using Caltite, then they should really check into it because it seems to be a product that really works to alleviate water penetration and allows for a smoother running project on things like this.
And has been used as the primary waterproofing system for some of the world's largest and most prestigious construction projects.
Caltite was used for the below-grade waterproofing elements, which were located well below sea level. They were used in lieu of a membrane product, which was reviewed as an alternate for the project as well.
Economically and speed of schedule, that was the choice that the owner made. Our job is to bring those products and innovations to the owners to make those decisions.
As an engineer, the biggest concern we had was whether it would meet the strength requirements we had and if it would protect the reinforcing. And all the mixed designs exceeded the specified design strengths, and to my knowledge there was no water intrusion into any of the concrete.
We liked the way the Everdure Caltite product works, its characteristics, its hydrophobic properties. We like the fact that water does not have to be introduced into the concrete to cause a reaction in the Caltite, that the Caltite is aggressive, offensive product, not requiring moisture or anything to set it off to function, that it just functions from the get-go. We like the fact that it makes the entire system you're using, whether it be a wall or a slab, the entire system is waterproof, not just 80 mils or 50 mils of a membrane.
It dispenses right into the mixer trucks at the time of batching, so we don't have to stop our processes, so we can maintain our batch efficiency. We don't have to load it after the fact, so that we'd have a delivery expense change in the project. So we found that it's a very easy product to work with.
In 1998, Everdure Caltite became available to North America through an exclusive distributorship with Glacier Northwest.
They do the pre-sale with the architect, with the owner. They're there with us at all the meetings to participate, to answer the technical questions, primarily regarding the warranty with the owner, because that is important to the owner.
The folks at Glacier Northwest have been excellent. They know their product very well. I found that they were very competent in understanding structural drawings and how concrete components fit together and work together with rebar. They're very technically versed in cold joints, in water stop applications, in concrete penetrations. They understand the process of shotcreting. They understand as well as poured in place concrete.
They had constant quality control on site during our pours, during our setup, and instead of just watching, making sure we did it correctly, they actually got in there and worked along with our crews.
They provided a review of the drawings initially, and then they were on site to review how the components and how really the system was being installed as a whole.
For over 40 years, Everdure Caltite has provided a proven track record for maintenance-free, permanent waterproofing. And now, in partnership with Glacier Northwest, is backed with a 10-year performance warranty against product defect and leakage.
The warranty that Caltite offers, or Glacier Northwest offers, certainly was significant in our decision-making process to select the system.
We need that 10-year warranty period to satisfy our requirements as a developer and builder, to make sure that we're safeguarded against any claims that should happen down the road.
The warranty, I think, is an excellent warranty that you won't find with other products. This is a labor and material warranty.
The Caltite warranty was something that we looked at very closely when we made our selection for the waterproofing on this project.
The 10-year warranty is key to give the owner, contractor, and the design team the peace of mind that it is a reliable alternative to a waterproof membrane.
If anything were to go wrong, we feel like we're covered, so that really helps out a lot.
Imagine eliminating the need to construct a waterproof membrane or applying buildup treatments to keep water out. Everdure Caltite does just that.
Anytime there's been a problem here at the Marriott, Glacier has come down immediately and worked with the engineering staff.
They were always working with me. If I had to change something, that wasn't a problem for them. They just need to have their technicians at the plant and on site, and it was really easy to work with, not a problem at all.
Glacier Northwest has been a good partner so far in providing good service and when needed.
Well, the advantage of Glacier Northwest is their service is absolutely impeccable.
To learn more technical information about Everdure Caltite, go to www.glacierNW.com. The time-proven, truly waterproof, and membrane-free structural concrete solution is here now. The Everdure Caltite Waterproof System, sold exclusively in the United States through Glacier Northwest, based in Seattle, Washington, the California Portland Cement Companies, and also Central Concrete Supply Company of San Jose, California, the Northern California distributor of Everdure Caltite.